Hello, everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Monday, June 26, 2017. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Quick reminder to everyone that we go live on Facebook Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time, 7 p.m. on the West Coast, and 10 p.m. on the East Coast. Also, if you'd like to help support our show, please go to patreon.com/dailyinternet, where you can help support us financially. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
I did something really stupid last night.
You didn't go to sleep.
That's not true. I did go to sleep.
Before 4?
Before 4.
Before 2?
Before 2.
Okay, then what was the stupid?
Well, as soon as I got home at 11 last night, one of my friends was already over here because he was hanging out with my roommate, and he was drunk, and he convinced me to drink until 1 in the morning. So I drank quite a bit, right? Because when a drunk person is goading you to drink, and you're already inclined to drink, then you're just going to keep drinking.
Sure.
So I woke up slightly intoxicated this morning.
Yeah.
It was a good shower, but I hated this morning when it came to work. And I was doing almost like nothing. I was opening fucking civil and superior cases, and those are like the easiest things to open.
And you were just like,
I was like, why is everything so hard? I hate life. I hate everything. Ugh.
Make life suck less. Ugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fun. I did nothing but sort 20-year-old files today, all day. That's basically all I did the whole day.
Oh, yeah, nice. That's fun.
No, I mean, luckily I can have a headphone in, so I was like listening to audiobooks the whole time, which really helps the time go by when you're listening to an audiobook, but
I could not use my audio today. Otherwise, I'd be listening to podcasts that are mostly not safe for work, which is why I couldn't have them playing in the background.
sure. Well, and that's why, like, I normally listen to podcasts, but I recently switched over to audiobooks when I started doing the sort project that I've been working on, because they they are a stronger distraction than podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasts are really good if I'm actively working on multiple things that are relevant, because if I miss part of the conversation, it's not a big deal. But with this real monotonous work, like, audiobooks are really good because I can almost completely just listen to the audiobook while I rename files.
Just tune out pretty much everything else.
Yeah, everyone in the office.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoy podcasts because, yeah, like you said, if I miss something, it's not that big of a thing. But it's always good to have them, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I normally listen to podcasts, but recently I just jumped over to audiobooks because it's just been real necessary.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from in that scenario.
Although, we'll see how things go. I have something that I can't say anything about just yet, but it'll be awesome when I can.
Oh,
So,
okay.
probably not. I probably can't say anything till next week, but that's okay.
Oh, that's nice.
The mini SNES Classic launches in September for $80.
This was submitted by Sir Visa to our gadgets. That's
So,
fucking exciting.
well, and everyone was like, why are you canceling the NES Classic? And Nintendo's like, well, we follow a schedule that we have set, even though we'd like to make more of them so we can sell more of them, we're not going to make any more. And then everyone was like, I bet you're making an SNES Classic, are you? And Nintendo was like, nah, yeah, we are.
All right, so I haven't read the article. The tagline in and of itself is warranting enough for me to purchase this machine.
So here is the list of games that will be included. It'll have 21 games on it. And that is Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, which is Final Fantasy 6 in America, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, never before released Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghosts and Ghouls, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
Okay, so I legitimately already have an SNES downstairs.
Yep.
But I don't have any of those games.
Good.
Aside from... No, never mind. We got Final Fantasy 2.
Well, you should get this then.
Yeah, I very much plan on it.
I'm also curious what Star Fox 2 is like because no one's ever played it. Literally no one.
Well, if it's anything like how Super Mario 2 was supposed to be, then it's probably going to be a ripoff of another game.
Probably. Either way, though, I mean, if you need a nostalgia boner, then there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Earthbound. That's enough for me to purchase it. I'll
September.
spend $80 on an Earthbound cartridge. This comes with even more.
I'm pretty sure that's probably about what they cost, if not
Yeah,
more.
I almost spent $80 on a Conker's Bad Fur Day cartridge.
That's also, yeah, that's about right. So now the question is, do you think they'll do a Nintendo 64 Classic?
I kind of hope so. That'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got my 64 right over here.
And do you think they'll do a GameCube Classic?
I think they'll be fine when they get to discs.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I miss GameCube. I still have mine. Such a good system.
A lot of people miss GameCube. It was a good system.
Sorry, I was hovering over the button and bumped it.
That's right.
Police officer killed after hugging suicide bomber to save countless lives in Iraqi mosque.
It was submitted by Troll Caliber to Our World News.
So, just a heads up, if you are in the live audience, you are not going to be able to click on you can't go to this website because the website is a cadet because Reddit gave it the hug of death. But what happened is this actually occurred in Iraq. A police officer that was on duty, he saw this very suspicious person. He came up and just hugged them at the entrance to the mosque so they couldn't enter any further. They couldn't walk forward and would not let the guy go. And then eventually the guy activated his suicide belt and blew himself up. And the only person that was killed was the officer.
Jesus.
Literal hero.
Holy shit, yeah, he is. That guy is literally the fucking pinnacle of being a hero.
Good job, buddy.
What's his name?
I can't get to the article anymore to tell you.
Oh yeah, and when you click it, the article's down.
Yeah, the whole website's down because they had, 100,000 people go to it within a very short period of time, which servers go, "Argh!"
Yeah, it's kind of like a DDoS.
Yeah, except it's like not an actual DDoS. It's just a whole bunch of people want to go to your website. It looks like you're drinking coffee, and I know that that's not coffee.
It is not coffee.
It is Coca-Cola and gin, and that sounds awful.
Mostly gin.
That still sounds awful. I don't know how. I'll pass. Okay.
That's fine. You don't have to drink it.
Neither do you.
Yeah, I do.
Researchers suggest replacing car honks with duck quacks. or Nathan's laugh, as it were.
Fuck you, asshole. It's submitted by the creator loves you to R Not the Onion.
Yeah, so researchers were finding that the standard car horn is not a good sound. It is very disruptive, and it generally creates a sense...
People are too used to it too.
Well, and also it makes people angry because it's a very angry sound. It's very obstructive and invasive. And so the purpose of a car horn is to gain attention, but too often the car horn will gain attention, but it also just irritates people. So they're like, is there something that we can replace it with to have a better sound that would still get people's attention? They had 100 volunteers and just tested a ton of different sounds and did a whole bunch of tests and research and ranked them all together, and the best sound to turn a car horn into would be a duck quack.
Okay, so people are like, yeah, this is a great idea, right?
Yeah.
This is actually a fucking bad idea.
Why?
Because psychology, if I have learned anything from my very peaceful alarm that I set every morning to wake up, is that if anyone hears a duck quack from that point on, after, maybe like 5-10 years, they're going to absolutely hate it. Which means they're going to absolutely hate ducks because of that duck quack noise.
Okay. No, that's pretty sound logic. I can understand that. Sarah in the chat room asked, were they kids? No, there was no information about who was tested, just that there was 100 people that were tested, that they were looking for the most friendly sounds that still drew attention.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but like psychologically speaking, it's a bad idea for ducks.
Sure. They also retested out the classic car horn, Aruga! And it didn't test well.
Yeah, I can absolutely believe it didn't test well.
So in news that we didn't talk about that happened a while ago, but more information keeps still coming out for, United States warship stayed on deadly collision course despite warning.
This was submitted by Snows Nothing to our news.
So we hadn't actually talked about the collision that happened in Japanese water between a shipping vessel and the USS Fitzgerald. A USF warship was struck by a container vessel head on in the side, straight up like T-boned them, in which there were 7 sailors that were killed. The ship is still floating. If you are curious of that matter, the hit was pretty high because it was a shipping vessel. They don't actually sit that low in the water, whereas the battleships sit a bit lower because they're really heavy and they don't want to stick out as much. Now the question is why? It was open waters. It was a clear day. There was no obstruction, no fog, no clouds. There should have been no reason whatsoever for 2 ships to hit one another, like this, without intent. And there doesn't seem to be any. Just that one ship.
Full rhyming speed.
Yeah, right. But one ship was going one direction, the other one was going. They're fucking teeing out. Like it was perpendicular paths, and even though they clearly could see each other, by an account by the Chinese vessel's captain, he had sent a warning to the United States ship, but the ship's commander was in his friggin' not boardroom, his bedroom essentially, but that's not the right word.
His quarters?
In his cabin, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
When the collision took place, so I mean, if there was any type of warning that was given, of course he wouldn't normally be in his cabin, and so the concern is what happened. Was there no communication? According to the Chinese vessel's logs, they did try to turn out of the way, but the United States ship didn't do anything apparently. So there are currently 6 separate investigations going into this right now to try and figure out what happened and why.
I mean, that's understandable. This is a very interesting scenario going on right now.
It makes no sense.
It's 0 sense.
Like, none. This clear day, like, this would literally be like 2 people in a field walking, and no, they're louder than that even. I don't even know. It'd be like, I don't know, 2 loud motorcycles. No, I don't even.
Okay, so you've got giant open field because this is the sea, so there's giant open bits of water. And these 2 boats can see each other for miles.
Yeah, they can.
Miles. These guys on the other boat were like, holy shit, those guys are going to crash into us. Like, an hour or 2 later, they're like, holy fuck, they're crashing into us.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's an hour or 2 later, but yeah, it's bad.
No. It's crazy.
Like, how do you do that? How do you hit a boat in clear water?
You have to be some kind of special man.
I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Either that or you absolutely had intent.
Maybe,
or there was an intense fog.
But there wasn't, is the other thing.
Maybe there was an intense amount of waves.
Perhaps.
Maybe the person who was captaining the boat was incredibly drunk.
I don't know. Either way, it's all bad. So we'll wait and see what the investigation turns out on that. It's the largest loss of life on a United States vessel since the year 2000 when one of our boats was bombed.
I didn't know one of our boats was bombed in 2000.
Yeah. I can actually give you the... It was... Where'd it go? Yemen's Aden Harbor in 2000.
Oh, so we were in Yemen at the time.
Yep, and that was the USS Cole.
Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it is.
Which means a year later, Pearl Harbor happened. Fucking guts, mosquito bites on my ankle.
What?
I have mosquito bites on my ankle.
Before that.
So that means they were in Yemen?
Yeah. You said a year later Pearl Harbor happened.
Or not Pearl Harbor. I meant 9/11.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry. There were major.
I understand, but my brain went. What?
It's all right. I'm fucking herping the dirt.
Cool. All right. I can understand that. Harry Potter turns 20 today.
Hey, submitted by Dr. Gamora to our books. Actually, Harry Potter himself would not be turning 20.
That's fine. The Harry Potter series turns 20 today. Is that better?
Yeah. How old would Harry Potter be? So at the end of the Harry Potter books, he was about 19, 18-ish.
Well, didn't we get the ages at the very end of the last book when he's sending his son off and it's the year like
I
2018 or
don't
something?
remember if we got the ages, but I know it was 19 years later.
So he'd be like 38, 40-ish.
The Battle of Hogwarts happened in 1998.
So that was 19 years ago. So yeah, he'd be around 38.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he'd be close to 40.
Yeah. There you go.
Now the books.
So he was like 18-ish when the first book came out.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. Like, the Battle of Hogwarts happened the year after the first Harry Potter book came out.
You know what that means, right?
No.
Means J.K. Rowling is Rita Skeeter, confirmed.
Okay, sure. I'll accept that.
And,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sarah asks in the comments, feeling old, Nathan? And no, I felt old when Harry Potter, or not when Harry Potter, when Magic and Pokemon turned 20.
Yeah. Chinese province runs 100% renewables for 7 days.
This was submitted by Mavia to our Futurology.
And one of two...
Hey, that's 7 whole days. That's a lot.
Yep, the Qinghai province, located in northwest China, successfully ran on 100% renewable energy for 7 continuous days as part of a trial conducted by the State Grid Corporation. Yep,
That's really interesting.
They were rolling on solar, wind, and hydropower.
That's fucking crazy as shit that China is going to be one of the leaders of this.
Yep, well, I mean, they have money, so they're just like...
Remember those pictures? It was like last year, the year before, about that city that you couldn't see anything through because of the smog.
And they were able to collect it up and make bricks out of it?
Yeah, isn't that fucking insane?
Well, I'm pretty sure that city is still in a relatively similar state, but...
Well, I mean, I can imagine it's hard to move a city.
What? No. God dang it, Nathan. You're the worst.
Hey.
Yeah, getting things like this into big major cities will be the ultimate goal, but is also harder to achieve. Delaney introduces bill to end gerrymandering and reform elections.
This was submitted by Barnaby Jodes to Our Politics.
Stop drinking that.
No, Baba did raise no quitter.
Okay.
Baba's probably in the chat still.
John Delaney, who serves in Maryland's 6th District, he has put forth the Open Our Democracy Act, in which what it would do is it would require that states establish independent commissions for congressional redistricting. So if you're going to have a redistrict, which is what gerrymandering is, instead of the politicians drawing the district lines, an independent commission.
Contractor? Like a...
No, it'd be like a state commission. It'd be a state board that would then draw those lines instead.
So it's like what Mr. Mueller is to the FBI investigation, except instead it'd be to draw state lines.
Or it's like what my office does. We're an independent commission that regulates elections and public officials.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
In addition to that, it would make Election Day a holiday, and it would institute open top 2 primaries for House and Senate elections, which would mean that for primary elections, everyone is allowed to vote in them. Registered independents and even unaffiliated voters are allowed to participate in the primaries.
Nice! That's fucking amazing! That's one step towards demolishing the stupid 2-party fucking system that's ruining America. You want to make America great again? Get rid of the fucking 2-party system.
Well, that's going to be really hard, but it's a start.
Yeah.
Especially because it opens the primaries to allow all voters to vote in it, but it's still open top 2 primaries.
Mm-hmm.
So, but either way, if this gains any traction, I think this is a good idea, 100% through and through.
I just got to remind people, if you're going to vote for an evil, vote for lawful evil, not chaotic evil.
And especially not neutral evil.
Yeah, no, neutral evil is only out for their own intent. intentions.
Neutral evil are the plotters of the world that want to end everything in their own way. Chaotic evil are just the people that get an itch and go rob a jewelry store.
Yeah, no, we're all about that lawful evil here, which are like lawyers. Well, persecuting lawyers. Defense lawyers tend to be not so lawful evil.
What does that make them like? Just like
Regular lawyers, like defense lawyers,
yeah.
they're like lawful good because they want to help the regular man, but at the same time, a lot of them are lawful neutral because they're like, I don't really want to help them. I kind of want money.
What does that make public defenders? The ones that have to defend like the people that got thrown in jail.
Those guys, right?
Just true neutral.
Because they're being forced to, they can be any alignment they want.
Okay. Well, they're not being forced to. I mean, it's a job. You apply
Right.
for it.
So, sure, you're not being forced to, but it's not like you're like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna pick this case. I'm gonna pick this case, unless it is. In which case, then you are your alignment based off of which cases you pick. The personal defenders is a very interesting area. All right.
Sure. Reddit is now the 4th most popular site in the United States.
This was submitted by Michael Ramani to Our Technology.
So Alexa, an Amazon company, now has the results of basically what are the most visited websites, as well as small statistics on them. The number 1 site is Google, 2 is YouTube, 3 is Facebook, 4 is Reddit, and 5 is Amazon. If you want to go into top 10, you got Yahoo, Wikipedia, Twitter, Netflix, and eBay.
Reddit's bigger than Amazon?
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Damn.
There's some other numbers that they provide on here, such as daily time on site, which Reddit
fuck.
wins.
I'm sorry. Keep talking. I might have ruined my charging cord.
Your charging cord for your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So daily time on site, estimated, on average.
Oh, we're good.
Google is 8 minutes, YouTube is 9 minutes, Facebook is 10 minutes, Reddit is 16 minutes.
Whoa. All right. I can't believe this. All right. The average time people spend on these sites.
Yep.
How much time for Reddit?
16 and a half minutes.
Bullshit. I spend hours on Reddit.
Yeah,
that's enough to counteract people, I swear.
Well, there's also a lot of people that pop in, look at their sub, and leave.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, what was the other one? YouTube. I spend more than 16 minutes on a single video.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What is people just watching CNanners videos at like 2 at a time and then popping out?
Quite possibly. I mean, I almost only go on YouTube to watch like Philip DeFranco, so.
Okay, I can understand that. I go on YouTube. I have a lot of people I'm subscribed to, but a lot of them are actual shit, and I just want to help them out by being a subscriber.
Sure.
I actually really only like watch 4 or 5 different people.
Like your subscription to our YouTube.
No,
You son of a bitch.
I watch our thing fuck never.
Okay, that's what I thought. Daily page views for video, per visitor. Daily page views for video, fuck, god damn it. Per visitor. Google is 8, YouTube is 5, Facebook is 4, and Reddit is almost 11.
See, like I would watch our show, but like I was a part of our show,
Dude,
and I feel kind of conceited watching our own show.
Don't feel bad. I don't watch our show either. I will
Good.
watch like one a month to check our quality and stuff, but otherwise I don't watch it.
I mean, like, shit, we're like an hour-long show most of the time. I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours every day to be centered around me.
That's fine. Percent of traffic from search results, Google is 3%. Who searches for Google?
Like, a lot of older people who don't know how to use Google will oftentimes type google.com. Like, when you open up Google Chrome and it opens up to Google, essentially, and you can type whatever you want in that search bar. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will type google.com and it'll immediately Google search Google.
Sure, okay. With other percent searches being YouTube at 11%, Facebook at 6%, and Reddit at 13%. And then total sites linking in, so external things that link into the website. Google has 3.1 million, YouTube has 2.4, Facebook has 6.9, and Reddit has 428,000.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I think that's where Reddit loses.
I'm I mean, we're fairly healthy, you know. We got a good, with Reddit, we got such a good setup going right now
Yeah.
that majority of the majority of video games, maybe not majority, a lot of video games will use Reddit as a source to get out information
Oh, sure.
more so than their own website.
Yeah, totally do. And I think the thing with Reddit is mostly just getting people to get onto it and find their own subreddit.
Right, because like there's a subreddit literally for everything. Reddit is literally for everyone.
Yeah.
You think that Reddit is filled with liberal cucks? Well, you're mostly right, but we have the Donald, so you know we got you there.
Jesus Christ. Hey, there we go. Germany warns Erdogan's bodyguards to stay away from Hamburg G20.
Damn, this is submitted by Papa Gato to Our World News.
So
Damn right, they fucking should warn him.
Yeah, well, the G20 summit is about to occur in Hamburg, and there's already protests being planned for the G20 summit. And Erdogan's going to be there because it's the G20 summit. And
Right.
so, but Germany has warned them not once, not twice, but 3 times now, you better keep your bodyguards in check when they're around that protest because we're not going to tolerate
We're
that
not
shit.
gonna have an America 2.0.
Yeah, they're not having it.
We will shoot you.
Don't fuck with Germany.
I'm really surprised we've done pretty much nothing for that.
As Germany's like, you want us to own you? We will.
We essentially just showed Turkey they can come into our country and beat up our civilians who are protesting against Turkey.
We arrested the 2 guys that lived here.
Did we? Like, we arrested the 2 guys who lived here. What's going on about the other people in Turkey?
I don't know. There's no information on that.
Exactly. We're gonna fucking call the fucking Turkish embassy and be like, hey, you know, these guys really need to be persecuted because they fucked up some people that, like, they fucked up American citizens on American ground. And, like, Turkey's gonna be like, yeah, all right, we'll reprimand them.
Not.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Don't you go to America and beat up protesters again. Oh, wink.
Jesus Christ, dude. China breaks ground on first forest city that fights air pollution.
This is submitted by P. Newell to Our World News.
This is actually really cool. So China is working on building...
What do you mean forest city? Are they like elves now? Are they living in trees?
That's kind of why I named the title of the episode the Elven City of China. Not quite. It's a modern
Damn,
city.
I didn't actually know this.
Yeah, it's a modern city that's going to house roughly 20 to 30,000 people. And it's going to be a modern construction, but all of the buildings are going to be designed in such a way to have plants growing on them, on the sides of them, on the tops of them. And instead of using regular roads, they're going to use a rail system that is going to be designed in such a way that plants can grow on and around it without disruption, to the point that the city will be covered in over 1 million plants of over 100 different species, and will, within the city limits, have 40,000 trees.
I fucking absolutely love that. As a person who really loves nature, and if I could be in a fantasy scenario, I'd probably be a thief, but, you know, I would want to be a druid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is, like, one of my dreams come true.
So the city will produce approximately 900 tons of oxygen a year.
That's what they need. All that smog, you know.
Yeah. They're expecting this to be done in 2.5 years by 2020.
You know what would be the ultimate irony?
What's that?
If all of those buildings were made out of brick, made out of smog.
That would be beautiful irony, but I don't believe that's the way it's going to work.
I know, but, you know, that would be so fucking poetic.
But
I would cream in my pants just from hearing it.
With its current design, it'll absorb 57 tons of CO2 and fine dust a year.
Damn.
Yep.
I feel like we should start implementing that worldwide.
And the other thing is that because of all of the greenery and stuff like that, in the city itself, it'll always have a lower average air temperature, and it'll be significantly quieter since all of the plants will act as a
dampening
absorption.
matrix, you
Yep.
know? Did you hear about the fucking... There was a BBC article, like, a month or two ago about... fuck, I have to find it. It was a house in England that was sold, and it was at first a normal house, but it had been incredibly overgrown with, like, ivy and other things. And like at first it wouldn't sell, but I think that house is fucking beautiful, and I would love to live in a house that has plants all around the outside like that.
Sure.
I'll
Well,
find it for you guys. I'll post it, or I'll make Michael put it in the comments.
buy a house and make it happen.
Uh, Actually, all right. So one of my favorite books, right? Actually, it's by my favorite writer, Robert Heinlein. One of my favorite books, actually, it's probably my favorite book, is Stranger in a Strange Land. And in that book, they had an apartment scenario where this guy walked into an apartment, and instead of carpet, he had grass.
Okay.
And that shit's amazing. I want grass like that, you know? Maybe not dirt, but like grass poking out of the ground.
Well, I mean, there's actually really easy ways to do that. Like, there is dirt, but you have a very thin mesh that the grass grows through.
That would be really cool. I want that.
So you don't actually have to have the problem of,
Funny story, that book actually invented waterbeds.
really?
Yeah, it was the first written, first account in general of waterbeds. And in fact, it was also the first count of screensavers as well.
Okay.
It also made hippies in the 60s eat each other.
So, Nathan.
Yeah.
If you didn't already, do you have anything that you cared about in the last 72 hours? I know you already talked about several things, so.
I've talked a lot today, I feel.
You have.
And that's
I'm proud of
because,
you.
like, I'm really, really hungry, and I've barely drank any, but I've drank quite a bit for being super hungry and for being my weight.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to give shouts out to my sister, Sarah.
Yeah?
Because, like, she's been working on, or she recently contacted, well, not recently contacted me. We've been talking back and forth for a while. But she was talking to me about wanting to write a book. And I was like, that's cool. I like writing. And so we started shooting ideas off of each other for her book. So, she's hopefully starting to write this book series. And I'm going to give shouts out to her because, I haven't actually read anything she's written. But, I'm all for helping people start any form of career in the arts because when the robots take over, that is the only thing we'll have left.
Sure. I need to also get back onto the creative process at some point in time, but
I'm all in this creative process. I'm trying to quit my job so that I can be 100% in the creative process. So if you like what you hear, patreon.com/dailyinternet.
saw it coming. Yep, I have books that I am currently working on writing, although I just don't, I just can't actually, finish any of them, which sucks.
I'm intoxicated enough to send this to you in Hangouts.
I have other shows I want to do. There's YouTube stuff I want to do, but god
right,
damn it.
Especially since YouTube is seen more than than Reddit.
Right, and then if you put it on both of those and Facebook, you got three of the top 4 sites.
What's the last one? Amazon? Sell your body.
Google and Amazon. Which, I mean, if you do your SEO...
All right, if you do anything, you're on Google.
Well, you have to do your SEO correctly to get it on Google.
Your SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank God it's not SAO, because fuck that anime, it's a piece of shit.
Tell me how you really feel, Nathan.
All right, Sword Art Online is 100% garbage. I had enjoyed maybe 5-6 episodes. It was like the first half of the first season because the first half of the first season was them going through the actual first game. After that, it got to the stupid fairy world, and it fucked off the plot because instead of having a tangible fucking villain who really just wanted to do whatever the fuck he wanted, they had this stupid villain who was like, I'm gonna get rich, so I'm gonna marry this girl who's still stuck in this game. Fucking hated it. Absolute garbage. If you want to watch an anime where someone's stuck in a game and it's actually good, watch Dot Hack. It's very convoluted and very fucking weird, but Dot Hack Sign is amazing. Dot Hack Root, it's alright. It's not bad. Also, Log Horizon's pretty good.
The thing I cared about in the last 72 hours is I finished Season 4 of Community this weekend.
Hey, I finished season 3 of Archer, so I'm kind of catching up on on a TV show too. Fuck, I'm intoxicated.
I am not sure how I feel about season 4. It was good, but I also know that season 4 is when Chevy Chase and Dan Harmon started to have issues, and it was pretty damn apparent.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was.
And like I spoiled it. I spoiled a couple of things for myself a little bit because my sister is also She just started watching it, and unlike me, who's watching it online, she's buying the DVDs to watch it or on her TV at home. So
Oh,
we just watched it
nice.
on the computer.
Hey,
And
shouts out to the people who still buy DVDs.
yeah, I guess. But
I
anyway,
mean, most people download shit nowadays.
yeah, or stream it or whatever. And but then I was like looking at the cases, right, for the other seasons because she's ordered them all and we were looking at her orders. And I looked at like season 5 and it made me happy to see that John Oliver's on the case of season 5 because he's been gone for all of season 4 and most of season 3.
And John Oliver is a great fucking comedian in general.
Pierce isn't there, which made sense because Chevy Chase is, probably, said fuck you, I'm out because he's an asshole. And
Is Chevy Chase the asshole in this scenario? I don't actually know why they hate each other.
I don't know, but I mean, Dan Harmon doesn't take anyone's shit, and Chevy Chase is always an asshole. That's literally his state of existence. So I assume.
Oh,
that
see, I didn't know. I don't know much about Chevy Chase other than the fact that he's kind of funny every now and
he's
then.
really full of himself.
Oh, okay.
But
Actually, he's not kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Chevy Chase is really fucking funny.
and
I really enjoy watching Chevy Chase.
But then I looked at the box for season 6, and I noticed that a whole bunch of people were missing. And then I looked at the description, and I see that one of the characters leaves halfway through season 5, and then most of over half the cast isn't in season 6.
Oh, that's really unfortunate when they do shit like that.
And I'm like,
Andrew says Chevy Chase is well known to be a complete dickhead. Thank you for clarifying that for me.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I honestly had no idea.
I'm still gonna finish it out. I got 2 seasons left, and at season 4 they went from 26 episodes a season to 13, which is also a bad sign. And it looks like seasons 5 and 6 are also smaller. So,
I mean, season 7 or 6 and 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones are going to be smaller.
yeah, but they're also longer episodes.
And they're way more budget because there's going to be fucking awesome battles between armies and dragons.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's Monday, everybody. We're gonna get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna go get more drunk.
You do that, sir. If you would like to help support this show so that we can have the funds to do more shows, to do creative things, we would greatly appreciate it.
Patreon. Or if you want to fund me so that I can eat before I drink, that would be fucking great.
He would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Nathan's a lot more talkative when he's had food. Patreon.com.
I'm also a lot more talkative when I'm drunk.
Or both. Let's go with both.
Yeah, let's do both!
Patreon.com/dailyinternet. If you can spare $1 a month or $5 a month, put that towards us to help us fund this show, get Nathan something to eat, and be able to do other creative projects.
I absolutely love every single person who's donated so far.
Good.
Y'all dudes and dudettes, I'm gonna call you dudes because it's part of my religion. Y'all dudes, motherfuckers, in the good way, you know.
Also, you can follow the show on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those are at iReaditCast. I'm Schwahn Michael on social media, and Nathan is at Bimmenstein. If you would want to help us out in other ways, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. That helps other people find the show. Or you can always let us know what you thought about the show, or you can, send us in topics that you'd like to talk about, or like us to talk about. I can speak English. Feedback.ireddit@gmail.com if you want to throw us an email, or you can call and leave us a voicemail at 508-738-2278.
Shit, if you even want to leave us fake news, we'll sit there and talk about it. That'd be really fun.
Fake news.
Dude, actually, if someone posted really fake news, like the National Enquirer, where I remember sitting there in a fucking doctor's office waiting for someone to get done with a doctor's appointment, reading National Enquirer about how kaiju had raised out of the water and attacked Australia. Yeah, if you want to send us those fucking articles, I'll talk about kaiju all fucking damn day.
Yeah, I'll do it as well. All right, everybody, that is your 311th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm fairly drunk.
And please remember, everybody,
don't get limited.
have a good day, everyone.
Bye.